Good evening, everyone. Great. So we have people joining us. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes for more of our members to jump in. Hello. So people, please let us know from where you're joining us today. You can type in your responses in the chat box. We would love to know from where you're joining us today. Mumbai. Hey, Yuvika. Hi. Kavita from Delhi. Hi, Kavita. Okay, so people are joining in, but I think it's time for us to get started. A very, very happy evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another important session of Shiro's Money. And today's session is really, really exciting. And I'm sure all of you are looking forward for this session. I'm really looking forward for this session. And we have our dearest Neha again with us, who's going to really enlighten us with her unique style of delivering the session in a very, very effortless way, wherein we can take in as much as information as possible. And I'm sure all of us are going to go back and start investing our money. So I don't think I'm going to hold the time any longer. So we will quickly, do our ritual of the icebreaker question. So the icebreaker question for today is, have you ever invested? So you can type in your answers in the chat box. Don't worry, there's no right, wrong answers. If we have done it, good. We are going to find more ways to do it. If we have not done it, then yes, today is the beginning. So please do type in your answers in the chat box. I see a lot of yes coming in and also no. Good. If it's a no, we are starting it today. So great. I usually put my money in FDs and PPF. Great, Maria. Great. That's okay, Parna. We all are there to help each other. So it's absolutely fine. Okay, so here comes the next question. Are you aware of the various investment avenues? I'm sure by now most of us are. But then even if we don't, today Neha is going to give us more information on that as well. A few, yes. We will go there, Maria. We are going there. Stay with us. We are going there soon. Great. Okay. So with the same enthusiasm, people, please take a couple of seconds to answer this poll. So I'm launching the first poll for the day. And the question is, do you think you can invest even if you don't have a large amount of money? So we see the answers coming in. Great. So we see a lot of yes. Yes, I think I can invest even with a small amount. I'm new to the topic and would like to learn more. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. Okay, so there are about 74% of people who have said yes, they believe that they can do the investment with small amount of money. And then there are about 20% of our friends who think that who feels that they are new to the topic and would like to learn more. And that's why we are all here today. And there is about 5% of people who think that no, you need a lot of money to invest. So I'm sure today Neha is going to bust that myth. Thank you all so much. And over to you, Neha. Can't wait to hear you.
Thank you so much, Vidya, and everyone. Welcome to another session. How are you all doing today? How's the energy in the room? Is it high, low, very low? Drop it in the chat box.
It's always high. Okay.
I need to see that in the chat box because I need to get some energy out of you guys today. This is something I always wanted to know. Awesome. Okay, so let's get started with today's session. Like all of our previous sessions, this is another one which is totally close to my heart. So we thought, why not talk about starting to invest with just rupees 500. And this being a very special month, it's International Women's Day. It means that we're now venturing slowly and gradually into actually making those decisions for ourselves. So we've been learning, we've been building till now. So hopefully this will be the first of many sessions where we will come and engage and actually take some decisions together, right? So you all set? All set? For all those who are coming in for the first time, are there anyone, like people who are coming in for the first time, please raise your hand or do a show of hands in the chat box. Hi, Alpa. Hi, Apeksha. I can see a lot of new people coming in today. So it's just fair when I meet you for the first time, I should introduce myself. I am Neha Singh, founder of a platform called Womoneysta. I'll break this down because a lot of people get confused with the name. It's Woman, Money, Sisterhood. Womoneysta. You can scan this code, follow us on Instagram to know more about our platform and the updates that we keep giving. We launched this platform in 2020 with a single dream to make women more financially confident. Till now, some reasonable work has happened. We've impacted more than 10,000 plus women, some accolades, some partnerships. And net, the real interesting part is that we have started seeing the real impact of the work that we've been doing, right? So what are the services we provide? How do we help women through personal finance courses, as well as our personal financial planning service, which is called Your Money Sister. You all, as part of the AFH community, have access to book your slots and get to have a personal one-on-one session with me as well as my team. So make use of that slot if you really are keen to move forward in your journey. Very important thing, which I start all my sessions with, that 90% of the women who we work with have come from a non-finance background. So if there are women in this room today who feel like, I'm bad at math, or I didn't take commerce when I was a student, and hence maybe I'm at some sort of disadvantage, I want you all to write down in the chat box that you're going to drop this feeling. So please write drop in the chat box if you're carrying this baggage and this barrier. And I repeat this in every session, just so that you make it loud and clear for yourself, right? So please drop it. It's just like any other skill, like you learned cooking and you learned parenting on the go. You can very well acquire this skill as well. And that's what we are going to do today. Cool. Thank you so much. Let's get started. And the first question, which everyone asked me when we were building out this session, was why 500 bucks. Okay. There were women in the room who actually got offended, who said, hey, listen, I'm like, I'm rich. Don't say 500 bucks to me. Okay. But why 500 is a very important question for all of you to understand why we start with 500. So I want you to go back to school. Everybody's gone to school, right? In this room. Do you all remember in school, we used to have something called uniforms? Yeah. Anyone here who knows why we had uniforms? What are your thoughts? You can even unmute yourself. We're a small group. I'm happy to have a conversation. Anybody? Why were the uniforms?
It's
Yeah,
about
could you repeat that?
uniformity.
It's about uniformity. Yeah, uniformity.
Nobody should feel bad. Like there is nobody high or low. Everybody are equal. That's what the basic thing
Nobody
is.
should feel bad. Everybody is equal. Wonderful. We are coming to school for one single purpose of knowledge. And how I dress should not reflect my financial background. Right? Wasn't that one of the main reasons? Of course, apart from that, all the kids look really smart when they're all dressed in the same way, right? So this Women's Day, I don't know how many of you are aware of IWD's theme for this year. It's called Embracing Equity. Okay. And when we talk of equity, it means that we do not really discriminate, and we're going to help everybody rise up at whatever level that they are at. Make sense? Which is why when we're talking about financial success, or when we're talking about building wealth for ourselves, I very strongly believe that 500 is that lowest common denominator, which can actually help all of us here together make that shift. Okay. I have a full form, classic me. I have a full form for the acronym SHIFT. So the reason why we started with 500 rupees is that it's going to be that lowest common denominator, which is going to bind all these 44 women today in this room who are going to make the shift. What does SHIFT stand for? SHIFT stands for starting small, building a habit, right? So when you start small, you can easily replicate that process month on month on month without feeling the pain. Investment products, there are way enough investment products with just 500 rupees, which I'm going to share in this session today. Most importantly, the F stands for being fearless. I find that a lot of women, after who come in on this, on our sessions, on my sessions, multiple times across various platforms, they still are waiting to be 100% confident. My dear, there is no time that you'll be 100% confident. So this 500 rupees is your ticket to fearlessness, to start learning how to invest by taking small risks, right? And it's going to eventually roller coaster, and you'll be able to take larger risks. So it's your shift towards fearlessness. And finally, like I mentioned at the beginning, this is the lowest common denominator so that we all can do this together. Okay. Do you like this? Seriously, this is like 100% self-created. So give me a thumbs up if you think my acronym skills are really good. Or you think like, I'm really looking for motivation today. Okay. And I'm going to keep leaning on you guys for that, right? It's cool, nah? I thought it was fantastic. I was very excited about it. Okay. So, of course, any of you who's feeling rich and wealthy, please do not stop yourself. This is not to say that you can't do more than 500. Of course you can. Be my guest. But this is also to talk about all the women here who are really waiting and hesitating and not making the shift. Okay, so let's take it in the right spirit. And with that, we keep moving forward. We're all convinced? 500 bucks? That's all it's going to take. Okay. Let's start with the power of 500. So the next thing, so I was also asked this when I came up with the idea that let's do 500. Honestly, I came up with the idea of doing it at 100 bucks. Of course, a lot of pushback on that. Like, come on, we can do more than that, etc. So lots of rich women in that room, right? But clearly, the next question was, who's becoming financially empowered with 500 bucks, Neha? You've got to be kidding me, right? Anyone else who feels that? Please be kind enough to tell me. I agree with you. Nobody ever got rich with 500 bucks. Yeah.
Ma'am, I can, hello, can I interrupt you, ma'am? I'm
Yes,
Kavita
ma'am.
from Delhi. But I agree with you. 500 makes a lot a lot money if you invest each and every month. If you just put it for 10 years, it give a compound interest. I have done some FD, not FD, some recurring deposit in post office and somewhere also. I know what is the importance of 500, and sometimes it seems like it's a very small money, but when you calculate how much they give at the end of 9 or 10 year, you will be shocked. I just invested
Thank
500,
you.
and how much money came at the end of this month.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kavita, for sharing that. And it's always great, I think, to hear from all of you. See, you might feel this is Neha's job, so she comes and says this to us. But it's always wonderful to get validation from women like Kavita who've actually built this piece by piece. And why I focus so much on this is because I see a lot of women earning a lot of money, still being extremely lazy about building wealth for themselves. So we've got to start somewhere. So I thought, today, another wise idea, okay, is that why don't we look at this as a celebration? So you see candles here. When do we generally have those candles? Creative minds, geniuses in the room.
Birthday, some celebration at home.
Birthdays, right? Come on, birthdays, celebrations. All right. So, okay, this is not 100% original, I have to confess. Okay, I take credit for what's original, what's not. This is inspired. Okay. But I found this somewhere and I thought it was so powerful. So if my mom, the wonderful, wonderful person that she is, had, apart from giving me all her love and affection and all her value system and all her time, etc., if she had also invested a little bit, like $500 every month for me, since the day I was born, okay, today I would have, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to share something really cool with all of you. I called it the Celebrate Me calculator. Okay. And I'm going to invite all you women in this room who are not afraid to share their age to let's do some fun together. Would you all want to see this calculator? Do you want to see how much my mom, if she had invested $500 for me since I was born, and then she'd be like, hey, Neha, you started Womoneysta, you need some money, here you go. That would be great, right? Yes, you want to see it? All right. So like I always do, I'm going to share this cute little calculator, which I call the Celebrate Me calculator. Give me a second, and we're going to have some fun together. All right. Okay. So anyone else who loves calculators like me in this room, you're going to have some fun. So I said, okay, Mama, I'm 39, by the way, guys. No shame. $500 every month. My age today is 39. And let's say my mom was not a risk taker as such, right? So she said, okay, let's just look at 10%, slight little bit of risk. And I put that number absolutely in an absurd manner. Okay. She would have invested a total of 2.3 lakhs. And today she would have been nice enough to hand me over approximately 30 lakhs. If she was someone who would take some risk and make this like, say, 12%, God, man, that's not a small amount of money, ladies, is it? 52 lakhs. Mama, what do y'all think? Anyone? Powerful? No? That's numbers, okay? I'm not doing anything. No bullshit here. Very cool. 52 lakhs, Neha. My mom, I love you. That is heavy, right? Intense. I don't need a funder. I don't need an investor. I had a mom, right? Okay. So jokes apart, I'm going to help you guys. Today, my job is, okay, because it's International Women's Day. I'm in a very good mood. I'm going to take 5 of you women, share your ages, whoever's not shy. Let's see what your mom could have done for you. And I want to share one last thing. If your mom didn't do this for you, you could do this for you, right? You could do this for you. So lovely. I have fastest finger first. Nikita Ahuja says 25. So Nikita's a young one. If her mom was very, very conservative. She would have got 6.7 odd lakhs, maybe a little bit more aggressive, approximately 10 lakhs, Nikita. Congratulations. This is something you can do for you in the next 10 years or the next 25 years, right? That's something that is the power of this. Sandhya, 49. Let's see. I just play 49. Sandhya, that's an awful lot of money, okay? I think you want to call your mom. That's at 12%. That's approx. Can you figure out, Sandhya, how much this is? Sandhya, can you tell me how much that is?
That is 1,74,98,774.
Yeah, absolutely right. So this one, is that good money, Sandhya? I mean, like, would you like your mom to have done this for you?
I am missing it actually.
I'm missing it actually, right? So this is for all the people in this room who feel 500 can't make anybody anything. All right, I have Shweta. Okay, Shweta, let's go. Shweta, you would have 25 lakhs by now, or maybe somewhere between 15 to 25 lakhs. Congratulations, you all are getting rich. Only if, so Shilpa, you can do this for your daughter. I know your daughter's fairly young, and maybe you could be that mom to her. Ashwini, 34. Ladies.
Yeah.
Why
Oh
not?
my God.
Oh my God, I'm having fun, Neha. I did not know I could get rich with just
Seriously.
$500. It's lesser than what you guys are paying for a lipstick these days, apparently. I
Absolutely.
made the mistake of going on Nykaa and I was shocked at the amount of money they were taking for lipstick. Ridiculous. Never doing that. All right. And this last one is for Yuvika, 40, around 60 lakhs odd, not bad. Guys, do you like this? Can we get this calculator? No, absolutely not, Ashwini. No, I'm sorry, but we're not giving out this calculator. But this is just, did you like this? Okay, this is 100%
Yes.
my baby, okay?
Okay.
And this is for everyone in this room who says 500 does nothing. So please, my request, sincere request, please start. Okay, that's it. Motivation talk done. I think you all are motivated. Huh? Abhi ho gaye ki nahi hue? Did the money make you guys hungry? Greedy?
Not greedy. At least it is pushing us to save some amount every month and
Yeah.
start
No,
off.
let's start with 500 only. Just start with
Yeah.
that. I'm telling you. Let's just make a commitment that we'll do 500. I don't want you all
Sure.
to, yeah? We
Yeah,
start
yeah.
with 500, then you all get super rich, then you do more. No problem. Done? Okay, chalo. Now that I've convinced you, most of you, at least in the room, hopefully, to do this for yourself or for your daughters, let's move on to how I can do this. Very important, right, Neha? So you convinced me, but where do I put this money? Okay. So we went back, did some research, and we said, okay, in this room, there would be all sorts of risk takers, right? There'd be a woman who doesn't want to take any risk. There would be a woman who wants to take a lot of risk, absolutely comfortable with it. So do we have products for everybody? And this is what we found. We mapped products on risk and return, right? So there are products which are relatively very low risk. Of course, they come with lower returns. Most of these products like a PPF, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, recurring deposit would be something which would be like government-backed recurring deposits are bank. From the bank, you can get started with it. And then there are debt mutual funds, which would have slightly higher risk. But again, there is the returns would be similar in line with what you'd make in your deposit, slightly higher than that, right? Before you all jump into questions, just hear me out. Give me time. I will give you time also to ask questions. If you want to take slightly higher risk, there would be 3 more products that you could look at: digital gold, gold mutual funds, and hybrid or balanced mutual funds. Okay. All those who missed out my mutual fund session, you have all the recordings on the She Knows Money YouTube channel. Please go back and have a look at that. And finally, for those braveheart ones here in the room who say, hey, come on, give me some more risk, got to make some more money, right? You can use the NPS, the equity mutual fund, SIP route, as well as start investing directly into stocks. How much would you make? These are approximate numbers, ladies, looking at the average returns over the last 10 years. If I was looking at a PPF or a debt mutual fund or an RD, I would be somewhere between a 6 to 8%. On an average, if I'm looking at gold or a hybrid fund, it would be 5 to 10% on an average every year. And if I was looking at slightly more aggressive products like equity funds, stocks, NPS, I could go up from 12 to 15%. Okay. As you keep going up this curve, please remember that the downsides also become higher. Okay. So this return, which I'm showing you, is an average return over a long period of time. Okay. So it can happen that your money actually dips by 25 to 30%. So that's the amount of risk that you're taking, right? So today we're going to not talk about each and every product, given that I have limited time and I want to, do more with you with each product. We thought, why not pick one product across each type of risk category? Yeah. So today we'll start with something for a low risk taker, something for a moderate risk taker, and something for a higher risk taker. Okay. Let's go with the first one. How many low risk takers in this room? Somebody who's not really ever taken too much risk in terms of investment and who doesn't fairly feel very comfortable right now. Could you identify yourself? So
Yes,
I have
Pooja,
Parna, Maria, Kavita, Pooja. Hey, Pooja. Yuvika, Priyanka. Okay. So this one, very, very unglamorous. Hey, Jyoti. Unglamorous product, but nevertheless, beauty lies in not everything has to be very volatile to make you money. So one of the products which I repeatedly talk about and I absolutely love for those who are low risk takers is a PPF. Okay. Any PPF investors? I saw one. I saw Maria, I think, said that she invests in PPF. Anyone else? Parna, yes. Yes. I have a few PPF investors in the room. So I'm assuming you all already know the power of PPF. But for the others, it's my job to tell you why I like this product and why I highly recommend it, especially if you're a long-term investor looking to build some sort of a retirement or security fund for yourself over a long period of time. So few features for those who don't know, it's a government-backed product, which means it's 100% safe. There's an assured return. Okay, there's not a fixed return, there's an assured return. What this means is that I know I'm going to get some return, but that return is not locked in. Okay, this return can vary on a quarterly basis. There's a review system, and in case the return may go up or down accordingly, right? But there is an assurance of the return. You start with a minimum of 500 rupees every year, and you can invest up to 1.5 lakhs per year. This product comes with a 15 years lock-in, and it's only for resident Indians. Okay, no NRIs are out here. But I'm going to have a fun quiz. Okay. Can anyone in this room tell me some things which I have not written here? Anyone who, especially the ones who've been investing? Do you know any fun facts around the PPF? Maybe you can put that down or unmute yourself. And let's have two people. If anyone has, like Neha, you forgot this point about the PPF.
हाय नेहा
Hi, Jyoti.
या आप मैं ऐड करूंगी इसमें
अच्छा नहीं, वुमनीस्ता ट्राइब मेंबर्स जो पढ़े लिखे हैं और सारे कोर्सेज कर चुके हैं वो अलाउड नहीं है.
वो अलाउड नहीं है.
नहीं, go for it. I want to see. This is revision. So guys, Jyoti is a tribe member. She's done all our programs and she's a very active investor now. So yeah, Jyoti.
So ये सब ठीक है, बट पीपीएफ को हम और भी 15 साल इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं विद पेमेंट और विदाउट पेमेंट, लाइक इन अ बैच ऑफ 5. तो
ये good. So we can keep extending it.
Sorry,
we can keep extending PPF.
Keep extending it. हाँ. तो ये अगर मतलब जो सबसे अच्छा रिटायरमेंट फंड अगर मुझे लगा तो वो यही है. मतलब अगर आपको पेंशन नहीं मिल रही है, नॉट इन गवर्नमेंट जॉब और कुछ भी ऐसा है और बच्चों पे भी डिपेंड नहीं होना है, so this is the best.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Jyoti, for sharing that. Yes, it can be extended. Yes, Geeta also says there can be an extension on it. There is Manju who says that there can be a loan taken on it as well. Yes, after 4 or 5 years. interest calculation method. Yuvika, you want to elaborate that? Yuvika, you can unmute and tell me what you mean by that. Simple or compound? This is compound interest. So it is compound interest. And I had another question. Do we have to invest the same amount every year or it can vary? Yes, it can vary. Okay. So it's compounding interest and it can vary the amount that you invest. Now let me share some other stuff with you. And then at the end, you will tell me whether you all knew this. The first,
May I add one comment to this?
Manisha. Hi.
Hi, Neha.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Yes,
good.
Manisha, go
Thank
for
you
it.
so much. Yes, the investment in PPF is maximum, I think, 1,50,000 a year,
Yes.
and that is a tax benefit. You can get exemption under ATC. So you can open your account with any starting from 500 to 1,000, but maximum you can invest is 1,50,000, and you can take the exemption under ATC for the tax
Absolutely.
benefit.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing, Manisha.
Neha, I have a question. Can I ask right now or बाद में?
Let me tell and then you ask.
Okay, ठीक है.
Let me tell and then you ask. Now everyone mute. Now everyone mute. Give me 5 minutes. Or no, not 5. 3 minutes only. Then I will again open. Okay? Thanks. Thanks. Okay. So the first thing is, don't worry so much about the compound or simple interest. One very important tip which you all must know is that the interest calculation for PPF can be maximized if you invest before the 5th of every month. Okay. And if you're someone who is looking at PPF as a tax saving product and you every year you have a system where 1.5 lakhs you will invest, right? You or your spouse, whoever in your family, then my suggestion is please do it before the 5th of the April for the year, because that way you're getting interest on the entire 1.5 lakhs. Because as per the PPF rules, they pay interest monthly. Okay, they calculate the interest monthly, they pay them interest at the end of the year, but they calculate interest monthly on the minimum balance between the 5th and the end of the year, end of the month, right? So this is the first hack. Did you all know this? Yes, no? You all know? No reactions?
Yes, Neha.
Yeah? Had no idea? No? Insightful? Okay. Keep going. Nirmala has a totally out of syllabus question for me, which I will answer at the end, Nirmala. But the answer is yes. I'm too tempted to answer. Yes, it is allowed. No idea. Didn't know, na? So everybody who's doing PPF, please do it before the 5th of the month to get maximum interest. Second, Jyoti already said it can be extended in blocks of 5 years. So did Geeta. But there is no limit. Indefinitely, you can keep extending it in blocks of 5 years, chunks of 5 years. Okay. Interest, like I mentioned already, it is not fixed. It is reviewed quarterly. So right now it is 7.1. Maybe in another quarter or so, if they review, they might reduce this, etc., etc. But typically, PPF, they try to maintain at least 1% above inflation because it's such a huge mass product in our country that they will not let it not beat inflation. Okay, hopefully. Very important, it can be opened in the name of a minor as well. But the limit between you and your child is the total limit for the year is 1.5 lakhs. It's capped. Okay. And finally, like Manisha mentioned, there's a tax deduction benefit on that 1.5 lakhs investment. Very importantly, at maturity, whatever you get from PPF is also fully tax exempt, which is why I love this product. It gives me a deduction. It also is fully tax exempt and I can get assured government backed return. Okay. Now, Jyoti, question.
यस नेहा, मेरा क्वेश्चन यही था जो अभी आपने बोला था ना कि हम बच्चे के नाम पे भी इसको ले सकते हैं, एंड यू सेड कि हम टोटली 150 कर सकते हैं, तो 150 पे हम टैक्स रिबेट ले सकते हैं या इन टोटल, सपोज मैंने अपने नाम पे किया 150 मतलब 1,50,000 और सेम मैंने अपने बच्चे के नाम पे किया 150, पर मैं टैक्स रिबेट 150 पे कर सकती हूँ?
नहीं, आप दोनों के बीच में टोटल 150 ही कर सकते हो.
दोनों के बीच में टोटल 150 कर सकते हैं.
150 ही कर सकते हो. यस.
ओके ओके ठीक है. मेरे को यही कंफ्यूजन था कि शायद हम दोनों का 150 कर सकते हैं बट टैक्स रिबेट एक पे होगा.
नहीं, माइनर अकाउंट इज गोइंग टू हैव, यू कांट पुट 150 एंड देन टेक, वैसे नहीं होगा. 150 is a combination of both.
Okay, okay, take it. I want to ask this.
Is it
Thank you.
available for, thank you, is it available for non-employed? Yes, this is a product which is available for everyone, like irrespective. This is a government product where they say anyone can open a PPF account, even a chota baby can. So that it doesn't require any such qualification.
Okay, and one more. ये
Yeah.
जो आपने बोला कि ये सिर्फ इंडियन ओनली फॉर रेजिडेंट इंडियन, ओके, जिनका एनआरई स्टेटस होता है उनके लिए, लाइक जो रहते हैं यहाँ पे हैं बट 6 months वो सैलरी वाला
No
चक्कर रहता है।
NRIs, no ACI, OCIs, no, but only resident
Nobody.
Indians.
ओके, ठीक है, जो टैक्स रिजीम में आते हैं अब सिर्फ वही लोग।
No, NRIs also pay tax here, but they also have taxation, but this is not for them. It's a government scheme. So government schemes will generally only be for the ones who are like resident Indians, not non-resident Indians. Generally.
सो
Except
बेसिकली
for NPS.
जो लोग नेवी में होते हैं दे डोंट पे टैक्स, वो लोग 6 months इंडिया से बाहर ही कमाते हैं, बट दे आर इंडियन, वो यही रहते हैं, उनके पास
If they are filing their taxes as a resident Indian,
ओनली देन।
they will be allowed to be under PPF. If they are filing their taxes as a non-resident Indian, they will not be allowed.
ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ठीक है, okay. Before 5th or before 5th of April, before 5th of any month, Pooja. Before 5th of any month, right? I have written 5th of April with the thought that if in 1 year you're going to put that 1.5 lakhs, you can maximize your interest if you put it everything before 5th of April for that year, right? Okay, can we move on? Because I want to share one very interesting thing why it's called the magic calculation. Okay, this is a product which can get you your first crore tax-free with 100% assured return. How will this happen? Did you all think, all my PPF investors, you did this calculation for yourself? Anyone in the room? What? 1 crore with this very boring product? Not small case, no stocks, nothing glamorous. Okay, let me show you the calculation. Classic case. Okay, for those of you who don't like graphs, I also have an Excel to show you. But let's go step by step. Let me explain this to you. Okay, so like I said, the maximum limit is 1.5 lakhs every year. Okay, assume that you are doing that one. We're going with the 1.5 lakh assumption that this is the amount that you're doing, you're maximizing every year. Okay, so you start with 1.5 lakhs. After 15 years, at the rate of approximately 7% per year, you will have 40 lakhs. Okay, this is typically when everybody kind of stops their PPF, right? True. This is when most people are like, okay, my goals are met, I'm going to stop my PPF. Instead of doing that, if you were to extend it by another 5 years, just look at the gray bar, right? The gray bar is if I keep investing 1.5 lakhs, even after I'm extending it and I continue investing. Okay. If I continue for another 5 years, my 40 lakhs now becomes 66 lakhs. If I continue for another 5 years, I've hit my first crore. And this amount is 100% tax-free. Okay. So what you've done, you've invested for 25 years in this government scheme, every year 1.5 lakhs and 1 crore tax-free is yours. So if you're a 25-year-old girl today in this room, wanting to make your first crore without having to pay any tax with assurance, please start investing in PPF. By the time you hit 50, without you even realizing it, you'll be having your first crore. Second one, in case you're someone who extends it, but 15 years ke baad, you stop investing. You don't want to do any more further contributions to your PPF. That's only going to count you in terms of time. In the next 5 years, you're going to make 40 lakhs will become 57. 57 lakhs will become 79. And then in the next 5 years, you'll hit your first crore. Okay. How are you going to do this? Very simple. You can open a PPF account with the post office, public banks like SBI, private banks. It's very, very simple to open a PPF account. Start contributing the maximum limit, which is nothing but around monthly 12,500. And extend this after the 15th year. If you extend it for another 10 years, you're going to hit your first crore. If you extend it by another 15 years without contributing, you're going to hit your first crore. Do you like this? Did you know this? Yes, no, maybe, Neha. So unglamorous. No, PP have got new respect, girls. Low risk takers. So the only thing that you've got to do is you've got to start making that contribution and you've got to keep going. That's it. What if you invest in it only once a year? And you put that 1.5 lakhs, Diksha, or you put like nothing? How much will you invest?
So I do put every year, but it's a small amount because I hadn't thought of it like this. So would you recommend that one puts money in it monthly or just puts that 1.5 every year before the 5th of April?
Ideally 1.5 every year before 5th of April if you can. If you can't, I'm saying do 12,500, doesn't matter. Because there's another calculator. So if you would say, Diksha said, okay, Neha, I can't do 1.5 lakhs and maybe every year I'm going to do like 50,000 or something like that. That's what your numbers look like, Diksha. If you kept doing 50,000 and we kept earning 7%, at the end of 15 years, you'll have 13. Say you stopped contributing, you kept extending it. Another 30 years, you'll have 37. If you decided to extend this and you kept contributing, you'll have your 50 lakhs tax free, right? So there's always, obviously there'll be a little drop, but it's a simple calculation which can tell you how much you're going to have at the end of the time period. What I did show you is the calculation based on 1.5 lakhs, of course, which is the highest limit. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So you still get 50 if you keep at it. All right. Did you like this? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's go. Keep going to the next one. I have 2 more products I want to share with you guys today. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Moderate risk takers in the room. There is what I think you can look at. Digital gold. What is digital gold? So basically, we all have a habit of buying gold in the form of jewelry or in the form of maybe coins, etc. Digital gold is a way that you can buy gold online without having to store it in your lockers. There is a third party which stores it in their lockers. You have access to buy or sell this gold anytime. And the most interesting thing is that you can take this gold it can come back to you in the form of money in your bank account, or you can actually get this converted into physical gold if you would so like, right? Which is the most unique feature about this product. Of course, this also has benefits like the transparency, the authenticity is guaranteed. You have 24/7 access to buy and sell this. There is no such, I don't need to have my own jeweler to be able to do this, all of that. Who are the sellers of digital gold in India? So digital gold has been launched by these 3 companies, Augment Gold, MMTC PAMP, and Safe Gold. Okay, these are the 3 major players in this space, and they are the ones who carry those vaults, those lockers, right? Minimum investment, you can start investing with just 1 rupee. So 500 monthly is fairly a decent amount of money. Who can invest? You cannot be a minor here, and you've got to be an Indian resident. And this has to be held only in your name, right? So you can start with your account, no joint accounts here. One must know around digital gold is that currently there is no regulatory body on this product. Okay, so SEBI does not guide this product. There is nobody supervising this product. So somewhere that's the only major risk currently. But looking at how popular this product is becoming, hopefully SEBI or some other market leader is going to come in and become a regulatory authority on this product, right? So that is one risk, because of which I would suggest that take it easy. Let this not be the only kind of gold that you hold. You can start small and you can keep consistently investing in this. Having said that, all the 3 companies here, which are sellers, are fairly well regulated, well established. MMTC itself is a PSU in India, and PAMP, they've partnered with a large Swiss company. So in that sense, these are older companies. Their vaults have been accredited, validated. So risk is low, but since there is no regulatory body here, you've got to take it step by step. Yeah. For all those who love physical gold, this is a quick check on physical versus digital gold. If you go into physical gold, you've got to go figure out your jewelers, buy it offline. Here, you can do it 24/7 from your phone or laptop. Minimum here, 1 gram of gold, approximately 5,000 rupees. You can start with this only with 1 rupee, 500 rupees, like the way we spoke. Pricing might be not very transparent. Here, it's a uniform price. You can see it on the app, on the product, and buy it. You know exactly what price at which you're buying and the price at which you're selling. Charges, very importantly, making charges are anywhere upwards of 7% odd. Plus, there's a 3% GST. There's a GST in digital gold as well, but the transaction charges would be much lesser, between 3 to 4%. But there are some transaction charges on digital gold as well, right? But it's way lesser than what you pay in physical gold. Finally, you don't have to have a locker. This is a third-party locker that you get. And most of these companies give you a free locker access for a period of 5 years. And there might be an additional charge that you have to pay to continue using those locker services after 5 years. Purity wise, 100% authenticity, 24 karat, 99.9% purity. You will get a hallmark certificate as soon as you make this investment. It will be sent to you, right? So this is a product which any of you here who wants to start investing in gold, wants to take some more risk, you can consider digital gold. Where to buy? E-wallets. So today, because SEBI doesn't regulate this, none of your brokers can sell you digital gold. Okay, so no Zerodha, no HDFC Securities, ICICI Direct, none of them will sell you digital gold. Where can you buy it? You can buy it through wallets like Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay. You can buy directly from those 3 companies that I mentioned, Safe Gold, MMTC PAMP, or Augment Gold. Or now, a lot of these have partnered even with jewelers. Like Tanishq has launched its own digital gold scheme where you can go onto the Tanishq platform and start investing in digital gold through their platform, right? And these are all powered by the same sellers. There are also now many third-party apps which specialize in providing digital gold to you. Please remember, just check with them who is the seller, or go and check on their website who is their backup seller. It has to be one of these 3 who they've partnered with, and that's how you can get started. Would anybody like to see a little demo of how you can go maybe to one of these platforms and make that purchase? Like I can show you a little bit of how you can get started. All right. Let's go. Let me show you. Okay. So I was playing around with sorry about that. Okay. Can you all see Augment Gold now? Yeah. So if you just log on to this link, and by the way, in no way are we accredited or benefited or any such thing, disclaimer. I'm just putting the link here in case you all want to see. So this is one of the providers. You can go to their website and you can see right here, they're giving you an option to buy and sell. If I want to say put down an amount, okay, I want to buy worth 500 rupees. If I click on quick buy, it's going to ask me to register with my mobile number. It's a very simple process. Put your mobile number, get an OTP, you'll get logged in. Okay. And then you can buy through net banking, through debit card, through UPI. And as soon as you do that, it's going to show you that you will be credited within the next 24 to 48 hours. And you will be able to access this and see your, that's how simple it is. You can even set up a monthly SIP system here. So you can start with a minimum of 500 rupees, the amount that we all want. Okay. Start with a minimum 500, put down the date, create the SIP, and every month you can link it to your UPI or bank account and it's going to get debited. And that's it. That's as simple as it gets. There is no such major issue here. So I'm going to wait for all of you to tell me if there are any questions on this product. Let's pause and hear out questions before I go to the next ones. Any questions? No? Okay. Do they have a lock-in new regulations on the amount that of gold that can be held by males and females? I'm not sure of the amount, Geeta, here, but if you're starting with like 500 odd bucks, I don't think that limit is anywhere close to your 500 rupees investment. Do they have any lock-in period? So no, Maria, they don't have a lock-in period, but say I've invested today, if it's going to take 1 or 2 days for me to be able to see that investment in my account, some of these platforms will impose a limit saying you cannot sell before like 3 days or 4 days. So it's not a very major lock-in, but maybe a few days depending on the platform that you choose. Is it safe? That's a good one, Pooja. So in my personal opinion, I think digital gold for me is a product which I do use to contribute small amounts, but it's not the only product that I use, simply because I'm waiting for that regulator stamp on it. So in that sense, that's a little bit of a gray area. Okay. But are these companies that are backing it, are they large companies and are they, well established, and you don't expect that they will be going kind of bust? So no, I don't think that's the problem here. That won't happen. So it's a matter of time when it gets regulated. So you can start with smaller amounts and hold that, right? It's safer in that sense, more safe than if you were investing in crypto, for example. Is it a one-time investment, Shweta? No, you can very well set it up as an SIP. If you're someone who wants to invest in gold regularly. So what makes this convenient is 500 bucks every month as a system is getting out of your bank account like a systematic investment. If we sell the digital gold that we have bought, are we going to get back the same amount? Well, it depends on the price of gold at that point, Mona, which you can see transparently. When you see your portfolio, you will be able to see what is the value of that money currently, and it really depends on the price of gold at that time, right? Tax implications on digital gold. So if you held it for less than 3 years, it's going to be taxed as per your tax slab. And if you held it for more than 3 years, it's going to be taxed at 20% or with indexation benefit, the way normal gold holdings are taxed, right? This is just like trading. When the price is less, buy, and can sell when price is high. Yeah, I mean, you can look at it as trading. Absolutely, with small amounts, you can do that on a regular basis, or you can make a systematic way of investing in gold regularly out of it also, Yuvika. That, okay, if you're planning to hold gold anyway in the long term, which a lot of us do, we buy gold and we hold it for years and years. This is just a more convenient way of doing that. Right? I would look at it in that way as well, instead of just trading in and out regularly. Okay, let's move to the next product. Good questions. High risk takers. We can start by investing 500 rupees through mutual funds. Again, disclaimer for all those who have not attended mutual fund session, please go and look at that video. We did cover a lot of things in depth on that video. But one category which I can recommend for newcomers and people who want to get started is the tax saving fund, which is the ELSS. Okay. So quick features of an ELSS fund. Now, these are mutual funds which primarily invest in stocks. Okay, 80% of that fund will be investing in stocks, and generally they're investing in larger stocks, right? So more credible, bigger companies, blue chip stocks. That's the kind of portfolio that is made. Over the last 10 years, the average returns of an ELSS annually have been around 14%. So in that sense, it gives you that extra wealth creating buffer, which you're looking for. Of course, there can be ups and downs in this product as well. Whatever you invest up to 1.5 lakhs, so you can invest more than 1.5 lakhs, but up to 1.5 lakhs will qualify as a tax deduction under ATC. Okay. And this product comes with a lock-in of 3 years. So from the date of investment, 3 years, that money cannot be taken out. All right. These are the three major features of ELSS which you must know. Now, sometimes there are these two questions which I get asked a lot. So sometimes we are wondering, are the gains also tax-free? Whatever I've made on this. So if I invest, say 1.5 lakhs today, and after 3 years, 5 years, when I exit from it, or when I want to exit, I have made some money on it. Is that profit also going to be tax-free? So no. These funds on selling, or when you get out of them on redemption, whatever gains you make, they are taxable at 10% if the gain is above 1 lakh. If the gain is less than 1 lakh, then it is tax-free. Okay. And the second very interesting thing, which you might have asked me, do I need to invest? Is it like a policy or a premium that I have to pay the same amount every year? So no, it's not like that. You can choose to invest. In 1 year, you might invest 10,000. Next year, you might invest 40,000. Whatever it is that you want to invest, you can choose to invest whatever amount that you would like. Okay. Any doubts and questions on ELSS? Doubts, questions on ELSS? I wanted to do one small activity with all of you, right? I thought let's do some activity where I'm going to, so how many of you attended here? There are people who attended the mutual fund session. Are there any who've done the mutual fund session as well? Where we talked about AMFI and we talked about factors, if you all remember. Yes, Ashwini. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad. So this is also like revision for all those who've done that session with me.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so today we're going to do a quick practical on this particular category. Okay, we're going to go to AMFI and we're going to do some research work together. So all those who want to do this with me, feel free. If you want to, if you're coming in for the first time and you just want to see how it's done, you can, well, listen in. Okay, so I'm going to just take us all to AMFI India and we're going to do some little bit of research work to analyze which funds should I invest in. Should I park the link in the chat box for you all to join me here? Anyone who'd like to do this with me? Thank you, Ashwini. Ashwini's already done the needful, so I can chill. Okay. So this is one of the platforms, which is, it's actually a membership platform of all the mutual fund houses. And you can really rely on the data that they have as one of the most reliable data in the industry. So if you're ever confused and you like doing your own study and research, consider looking at this website. On this website, you will see something called mutual fund scheme performances. Yeah. So click on that. And this takes us to a page which has a lot of information. So here I want you to look at open-ended equity. And here, when you click on this drop down, you'll see something called ELSS. Okay. Click on this and let's press go. Now you all will be able to see all the tax saving schemes here. Okay. Let me quickly just explain the breakup here. This is the name of the scheme. This is the benchmark of the scheme. So all fund managers are trying to beat this particular index. Risk. So all your equity schemes will all say very high. So for now, you can just overlook this. Just like we know that we're in equity funds, that's very high risk. I've already talked about that. This is the price per unit, the NAV. And here is the interesting thing where we are going to start looking at, let's say, 5-year returns. Okay. Since we're investing in it for the long term, we can select 5-year. And this starts showing me returns of this particular scheme against the benchmark. So anyone here, Ashwini said she attended. Anyone here who remembers what was our criteria number 1 when we were looking at comparing good schemes versus not so good schemes? Anyone?
We need to check the daily AUM value so that it should be more than 100 crores.
Right.
Then only it's a reliable company to invest on.
Okay, so one Ashwini has shared. Anyone else who remembers what we had to do with the benchmark? Who's attended the session before? Guesses? No guesses? Chalo, एक बार और कराती हूँ मैं. Next time I will not revise. Okay. So what we need to look at is these are the returns of the scheme. Okay. And this is the return of the benchmark. So when I'm choosing a scheme, I want to invest in a scheme which is doing better than the benchmark. So can you all look at Aditya Birla Sun Life tax plan? Whoever is doing this with me, do you think the return of Aditya Birla Sun Life, and you can look at direct plan for now, okay, direct plan, is better than the benchmark? Yes or no? Ashwini says no, Shweta says no. What about the others?
No.
Not enough risk takers in the room today? No, yes? No, Parna, yes. Got that? Okay. So the first thing I'm going to check is I start checking, okay, are the returns better or not than the benchmark? Okay. And the second thing, like Ashwini said, you can sort these on the AUM. You don't want to be in a very, very small fund. You can cap this at 100 or 200 crores. Nothing lesser than that will you be choosing, right? So if I was to throw two names at you, anybody who wants to do a little quick practical exercise, I'm going to throw two names at you and I want you to tell me whether you think this is a fund you would have invested in or not. Okay. And big caveat, this is not the only two things we see when you work with an investment advisor. They see many other things, but this is just to get you all feeling more confident and started. And this is something you can also test with your advisors when they are recommending any sort of funds to you, right? So I'm going to throw two names at you. India Bulls Tax Saving Fund. Okay. And I'm going to wait for a few seconds for all of you to tell me. We're a little over time. Are you all okay to stay? Okay to stay? So I'm not going to take too long. Okay. So I'll just take maybe another 4-5 minutes. Difference between direct and regular. Direct is something you do directly with the mutual fund. Regular is something you do through a broker. So there's a slight difference in the return, right? It'll be typically 1 to 1.5% because that's the commission that the broker gets. That's the difference. Okay. Anyone want to look at this and tell me India Bulls Tax Saving Fund? What are the returns looking like? Are you going to invest? Is it higher than benchmark
Can you take us to India Bulls tax saving data because it is showing?
Sure, absolutely. Let's do that. Me and my constantly sharing the wrong screen. Sorry. I'm going to take you to that and then let's do it together. For some reason.
Neha, it is regular is 5.48, direct is 6.85 and benchmark is 2.81. So direct is more than benchmark.
So I want you, Sandhya, I want you to see 5-year return. Okay. I've got it open here in front of you guys. Can you see it? So you have India Bulls Tax Saving Fund right here. Now look at the 5-year returns. The direct says 7% and the benchmark says 11%. So would you choose this kind of a fund? Is it better than benchmark?
No.
No. How about the AUM? Is it higher than 100, 200 crores?
Not good.
Not good. So is it a go or no go?
No go.
No go, right? Simple. Okay. Let's look at another fund. Let's look at. I wanted you all to look at this one. Okay, wait. The Axis Long-Term Equity Fund. What are your views on this? You can see Axis Long-Term Equity. So on AUM, is it a go?
Very good.
It's got a huge AUM. What about returns? Is it better than benchmark?
No.
Nope. Would it be a go or no go?
One can think of it because of its brand.
Correct. So it would require a little bit more research, but on
Yes.
the absolutely right, Manisha. So on the face of it, it could be a confusing signal for me that, yeah, it's a large fund. So what could be the case is that maybe at some point this fund was doing really well, and it seems that the performance has recently been dropping, etc., etc. But this is the way, looking at this, and these examples, you can start having better conversations and you can also start making choices. Little bit for you to take back today. Okay. Did you all like this? Yes, Diksha?
So just to ask, what is more appropriate? Is it the higher AUM value, or is it the fact that like in a situation like this, the AUM value is high, but the return is not higher than the benchmark?
No, so it's very difficult for me to give you weightage only on two. So like I said, there are many more factors, but between the two, I would be someone who's saying, okay, it's a large AUM which somewhere establishes that it has been an old fund, credible fund. Maybe it has been doing well, but then something has happened over the recent times, which is showing me that the returns are not as well as I would have liked. So if you were to ask me, I would definitely look at the performance. Sorry.
There was a recently case against Axis Bank, and due to that, it has, the fund has dropped its NAV and everything, but I believe that it's a temporary phase. But that was a recent phenomena.
Right. So it requires, like Manisha has done her research and she has her own point of view, Diksha. So it's difficult for me because these are not the only two factors I'm repeating. I'm just giving you all a little bit of fodder for thought. But between this, it'll require a little bit more study for us to say, okay, what exactly would be, it couldn't be all bad. But like your India bulls are clear no-go, right? So sometimes you'll find clear no-goes and sometimes you'll find funds which you require to learn a bit more about. And finally, how do you all get started? Either go directly to the mutual fund website if you know which funds you want to buy, go through an advisor, a broker, or finally, there are a lot of these apps, third-party apps like Zerodha, Grow, where you can go and start investing on your own. I would suggest invest in learning about mutual funds before you go to either DIY platforms or directly investing. If you don't know any such thing, get into either educate yourself, become a DIY investor, or start leaning in on a financial expert for that, right? With that, I'm going to end the session. I just wanted to take a final poll. First, I want to hear from all of you. Are you all ready to commit? And if yes, then out of those three products that we discussed today, which one appealed the most to you? Which one do you think you're going to commit this year to start investing 500 rupees with? So let's get some names in here. Let's get your vote. Pooja says PPF. Ashwini says mutual funds. Mona, where are you investing? I need your votes. Manisha says, what is Manisha saying?
No, I have responded to that NPS query that it is good if you want tax benefit.
All right. So Shweta says PPF, Sandhya says PPF and mutual fund, digital gold, mutual funds. I need this commitment from all of you that you're going to get started. And we're not doing just theory sessions here. We're going to start doing, if you enjoyed this, please do share feedback with Vidya and Simran and team, and we'll do more work around this.
Neha, I would just share a small thing.
Yeah.
This is about the excess long-term equity, which we just now discussed.
Yeah.
Because of its very high AUM and consistent good returns, as I told you that there was a case against them, and there's a reason, that it has lost temporarily in the market its hold. But I took this opportunity and NAV is quite low. So I have invested actually 1.50 very recently due to the same reason.
Awesome. Awesome. So you're someone, but Manisha, who's been investing for a while, right? So you have a point of view on doing this. So having said that, I would love for everyone to just start small and wherever they are and use these platforms to learn and expand your knowledge. I hope you all enjoyed the session. I hope
I have one question.
Yes, Pooja.
Yeah, digital gold for that. Now it is no regulatory body, but in the future it will be there.
Hopefully, I wish I could see the future, but yeah, I do hope that there will be, because there is lots and lots of Indian investors. We all love gold, and this is such a convenient way of investing in gold. So hopefully, there is talk about this for the last 1 year. So let's see. Let's wait and watch when this is going to happen. All right. Did you all enjoy today's session? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha. It was yet another wonderful session. So I'm going to quickly launch the second poll. Right. So people, please take a couple of minutes to answer this poll as well. Do you think this session has helped you understand how to get started with investing, even with small amount? Yes, so we have people telling, yes, I have clarity and feel confident. Partially new things are brought to my attention. Great. People who are uncertain, don't worry. You can write in your queries to us, or you can get in touch with Neha on her 15-minute free advisory session. So I'm sure that would be a stepping stone for you to get into the mode of knowing about your investments better. Thank you all so much. It was a wonderful session, and thank you, Neha. Thank you so much for your time today. And I think we have already overshot the time, but still we see people, staying back and with all the enthusiasm. They've been asking some really wonderful questions and thought-provoking questions, which you have answered. Thank you so much. See you all next week with yet another wonderful session from She Knows Money. And for people who've been asking where you can go and see the previous sessions, it's all available in the Aspire for Her YouTube channel. If you go to the Aspire for Her YouTube channel, go to She Knows Money playlist, and you will see all our previous recordings and sessions there. Okay, so, and the mutual fund session, which Neha was talking about, is also available there. So see you all next week. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.